evening, everyone, and welcome to Sports Tonight. I'm your host, Kevin Hall. Thanks for dropping by. The Kansas City Royals tried to end their woes before the All-Star break. The Boys of Blue are mired in their longest losing streak of the year. They lost their last 7 in a row. Today, the Royals taking on the Cleveland Indians. In Cleveland, Sandy Alomar brings a 29-game hitting streak into the game. Alomar up at the plate facing Tim Belcher, and he hits a slow roller towards third. And Alomar beats out the throw. He now has a 30-game hitting streak. That is the longest hitting streak in the American League in a decade. Bases juiced for Cleveland. Manny Ramirez de-juices them. A grand slam homer, and it's 4-0 Cleveland. But the Royals are not done. Scott Cooper sends a rope into deep center field. That's over everybody's head. That plays 3 runs, and the Royals take the lead. Then Jose Offerman pops one into left center. That's a gapper. Cooper comes in to score. Kansas City leads the game 7-4. Then former Royal Kevin Seitzer rips it down the line. 2 Indians come in to score. We're all tied up at 7. We go to the 8th inning. Marquise Grissom up at the plate, and he hits it back up the box for Cleveland. That scores Omar Vizquel. And you guessed it, as we go to the Royal scoreboard, they lose again, 8-7, Kansas City's 8th consecutive loss. They are now 10 games below 500 and 9 games out of first place after staying near the division lead all season long. The All-Star break could not have come at a better time for the Kansas City Royals. The St. Louis Cardinals battling the Pittsburgh Pirates for first place in the National League Central. Jose Guillen battles this one out of the park. That's a 3-run dinger, and it's 3-1. Pittsburgh has the early lead. Then Todd Stottlemyre on the mound for St. Louis. He throws it in the dirt. Mike DeFelice can't fish it out. Del Swiam comes in to score. It's 4-1 Pittsburgh. Where would St. Louis be without All-Star Ray Lankford? He has had a terrific year. That continues today as he gets a base knocked down the left field line. 2 Cardinals coming to score, but it's not enough as Pittsburgh beats St. Louis 6-3. Here's the rest of today's baseball scores. Men's fast-pitch softball teams from throughout the area gathered in St. Joe this weekend for the annual 4th of July tournament. They packed a lot of games into 2 days, and today, 2 teams emerged from the field to play for the championship. The Rogers Green Hills team from St. Joseph, you see them here, they're facing the Thunder from Cameron for the title. This was our 3rd game of the day in this round-robin tournament, and this was a tight one. Greg Lynn up at the plate for the Thunder, and he sends that one into left field and gets the base hit. Later on that inning, runners on 2nd and 3rd for Thunder, and there's a shot up the middle, but a beautiful diving stop by Mark Jones, and he guns him down at first, but it's the Thunder from Cameron going on to win the championship of the 4th of July tournament. They beat Rogers Green Hills 5-4. Pete Sampras tries to win the tennis world's most prestigious prize. All the highlights from Wimbledon and a whole lot more when Sports Tonight continues. Stay with us. Pete Sampras was the only American man or woman to reach the quarterfinals of this year's Wimbledon. On this Independence Day weekend, Sampras carried the Stars and Stripes banner into the finals of tennis's most prestigious tournament. Pete Sampras facing Cedric Pioline from France in the finals. Pioline serving, and Sampras with a terrific backhand right there wins a point and takes the first set. We go to set 2. Sampras serving. Look at him going to work near the net. Look at this beautiful backhand shot right there, and he wins the point and takes the second set. Match point now in the 3rd set, and Pete Sampras serves up the winner, and that is it. Pete Sampras wins Wimbledon for the 4th time in his career, 6-4, 6-2, 6-4. Pete Sampras has now won 10 Grand Slam tournaments. Gallatin boxer Craig Kidfire Cummings put a scare into the super middleweight champion of the world yesterday. Steve Collins outweighed Cummings by 16 pounds, but Cummings knocked the champ down 12 seconds into the fight. However, Collins came back and won by technical knockout in the 3rd round to retain his title. Despite the loss, Craig Cummings returns home very pleased with his performance.
I always known where I was going and what I was capable of doing, and I wish that I would have won the fight, and I'm very disappointed that I didn't, but, you know, I'm proud of my effort nonetheless, and, you know, my my critics are totally irrelevant at this point just because of the performance that I gave. Nobody expected me to perform that well, and, you know, so my critics can just do whatever they want.
Tiger Woods charged back into contention for a golf championship this weekend. Woods stood tied for the lead entering the final round of the Western Open. As always, Mama and Papa Woods proudly looking on. They had plenty to be proud about on this shot. The 30-footer for birdie, dead solid, perfect. He drains it to go to 11 under. Teeing off now on 14. Woods hits not the greatest shot, but take a look where this one lands and the kick that it gets.
160 yards to go.
Right there, and look at it, rolling, rolling, rolling. It keeps rolling and winds up just inches away from the hole. Tiger roars again as he wins the Western Open by 3 strokes. It is widely said that sports are for children at the heart. John Seibel tells us about a special child that has softball teams playing for fun and for charity.
The simplicity of childhood. Tricycles seem to ride on wheels of magic, and dreams are never ending. That was the story for Bill and Jamie Bachman's 3-year-old son, Tanner. Then at the tender age of 2, Tanner began to withdraw, often staring seemingly into nowhere. In January of this year, the diagnosis. Doctors said Tanner was severely autistic.
When you have a child, you have dreams and goals that you want for this child, and when you get a label of autism, it's like all those dreams. Not saying that that's what they're going to do in life, but you have them, but those dreams are just shattered, and you have to try to deal with those.
For the Bachmans, there was only one way to deal with the situation, and that was to get Tanner the best help no matter the cost. They enrolled Tanner in the Applied Behavior Analysis Program, a program which stresses learning through imitation.
Something that seems so basic to you and I, but just to say, Tanner, do this. And so, after our consultant told us why we were teaching imitation is that once we teach this, he can see the kids going up and down the slide and sliding down and running around and doing it again, so Tanner will try to imitate their play.
Tanner has therapy 7 days a week to help with these skills, but extensive treatment comes with a hefty price tag. That's when some friends of the family decided to step up to the plate, and they did so by organizing a benefit softball tournament with the proceeds going to Tanner's medical expenses.
He's 3 years old, little guy, so I figure we help out any way we can, anything we can, so money, situation, donations, anything, so.
The softball tournament will be July 12th and 13th at the Bluffwood Sports Complex. Efforts like this haven't gone unnoticed by the Bachmans.
It really touches you to find the community, people, friends, family, everybody pitching in and helping you.
And with the combination of caring friends and family and therapy, the Bachmans are optimistic about Tanner's future.
I just can't wait to see. I wish I could look in 5 years and see how Tanner's going to be in 5 years.
Hopefully, still riding on those wheels of magic. John Seibel, Sports Tonight.
The deadline to enter this benefit softball tournament is tomorrow, July 7th. The cost is $80 per team. The tournament takes place July 12th and 13th. For more information, you can call Shannon Haley at 238-4081. The Sports Challenge teams took some much-needed time off this weekend. We will return to action next weekend. Meanwhile, we invite you to challenge us to the sport of your choice, and no matter how bad you beat us, we will put it on the air. So far, we've won 2.